grab your Les Pauls. Today we are dialing in the John Sykes Whitesnake 1987 tone. Yeah, let's do this. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and my fractal explorations. Today, exciting day for me. I have been planning this for a while. The John Sykes Whitesnake 1987 tone, or as close as I can get to it, sort of kinda. Look, these are experimentations and I like to do this with my fractal units because there is so much possibility within them. So today I am using my FM9 and I have dialed in a tone which, man, it is so much fun to play. And I created a track which I'm going to call Tears in the Storm. It is a homage to Mr. Sykes, and I did it because I like to kind of create my own version of songs. Yeah, copyright reasons on YouTube and all of that stuff. Anyways, let's dive right into it. I'm going to show you FM9 edit and let's play some Sykes style riffs. Over here in FM9 edit, I have called this JP Sykes tone because let's take a listen first and then I will break this down for you. There it is, that tone. I love it. I really enjoy playing this tone. Now, obviously 1987 was one of those classic albums which people talk about and still talk about and still talk about because it is completely and utterly amazing, right? Anyways, so first of all, the amplifier. Went for the Mesa style amp. This is the USA JP 2C Plus Red Shred because it has the most amount of gain. More is more. This time, more is more. Look, John Sykes used a Mesa Colosseum amp, which was basically a Mark Series amp, but a 200 watt version. Now, can you imagine being in the studio with one of them or even stage? That must have been some volume. Anyways, let's take a look at my settings on this. So gain is at 7.85. The overdrive is at 8.25. So it has two different controls on this one. Bass 5.83. Mids are at 5.3. Treble is 7.2. And then the presence is 7.6 there. And master volume's at 8.3 as well. So I'm pushing the power section of the amp as well. The preamp and the power amp I didn't do anything to, and the output EQ I created this V curve so that I was taking out some of the mid-range, because when you listen to the album it is actually quite scooped sounding when you hear John Sykes's guitar tone, and if you've heard any of the isolated tones then you'll hear that that scoop is very pronounced. So I wanted to do this really sharp V shape here, which worked, but it still needed a little bit of EQ. So this is the tone that we have from the amp. Just a really nice tone. All right, I'm going to go over to the cab section now. This is where some of the magic happens. I used the Dynacabs and my 1960 TV cab sound. I have this one saved to my library. It's called JP 1960 Dynacab. I use this one all the time. I love the sound of it. So I've got a dynamic mic on one side, which is pretty close to the center of the cone. And then I have a ribbon mic on the other side, which again, it's relatively close to the center. It's slightly off to the side, maybe just on the dust cap there. The magic happens here in the room sound, because when you listen to the isolated tracks, you can hear quite a lot of the room sound. So I dialed in the room sound to 17.5%. Now, so that you can hear the effect of this, what I'll do is I'll turn off the reverb first of all, and then let's turn off that room sound completely and hear the guitar without any room sound. So here's the sound of the guitar without the room sound. Still really cool, right? As soon as I add this room sound in, 17.5% again. you get this little bit of trail and you get this little bit of almost like slapback delay type of thing going on, but it's actually a reverb because you're just hearing the reflections from the room. I've added a reverb to that, like I said, just a large room, and that basically makes it sound like this. So a little bit more of a trail, a little bit more wet, as you hear on the album. And you can dial this up a little bit more as well. I have this set to 39% at the moment, but we can actually push that. If I go to about 50%, let's have a listen to that. That's pretty cool, right? So you can get away with quite a lot of reverb on this. I'm going to put it back to about 37% and just leave it there for the time being. Okay, so in order to get the album sound, I did need to use the parametric EQ and scoop out some of the mids. If I take this out for a second, you'll hear the difference in sound. So here it is without the parametric EQ first of all. So it's quite mid-rangey, even with the amp with this big scoop in there. Yeah, still quite mid-rangey, right? So this is the reason that I needed the parametric EQ. So what I did was I went to about 500 Hertz and I basically took out about 7 dBs worth. Now, when I add that back in, we get this. So that kind of boxy sound is taken away. And take it away again. That boxy sound is back in. That 500K always adds that in, which is great for solos and stuff like that. But when you're going for a specific sound like the Sykes sound on that album, sometimes we need to take it out. And this happens often in the mix room when the producer or the mix engineer is actually mixing the record. They EQ the guitars and the drums and the bass, etc., to the sound that the artist wants or what they think is going to work for the record. And on this one, it's just quite a scooped sound. So I scooped out those mids and it did work. Love, love, love the sound. So. So we have that, and we have our Sykes sound. I'm just really excited about this one because it's such a cool sound. Now, I did come up with another little move with a second parametric EQ. Now, the reason I did this was because when I did my left and right guitars, I wanted a slightly different sound. So what I did was I just rolled off some of the frequency at about 5.5 kilohertz. So I'm basically just using a low pass filter, and I'm filtering everything off at a 12 dB reduction. And what this does is it just makes it a little bit warmer sounding. So whereas my first guitar basically is quite bitey, when I add this in, it just takes away some of that top end and it makes it a little bit slightly more mid-range without it becoming boxy sounding again. So it's a really, really good move to do. And I actually used this for one of the lead sounds actually. So I did dial in the lead sound because, hey, needed to do a little bit of a solo, right? And on that one, I added in that parametric EQ, the roll off here, and then I just added a delay, and the delay I used was the SDE 3000 from my library as well. It's called EVH Dual SDEs. I wonder where that came from. Anyways, I leave the settings just as they are and just do the mix as I like it. So just a little bit of delay on here. We have a really, really lush sounding lead tone as well. So there you go. That's how I dialed it in. It's a pretty simple chain, but it's so effective. It works really, really well. And I love, love, love the tone. I hope you enjoyed that. If you would like the preset, it is available on my Gumroad store, so I will leave a link in the video description and the first comment to this video as well, so you can go and grab it and have a play with it. This is such a fun one to play with because it just has a thing about it. And hey, you know, you got to grab your Les Paul style guitar and plug it into this because, hey, it demands it, right? By the way, this guitar is actually loaded up but with a pickup which my friend Chris over at Heavy Horse Pickups actually built for me. It is actually his take on the Gibson Dirty Fingers pickup, and it's just the perfect pickup to couple with this preset. Anyways, it's a great one to play. I love playing it. You can see the smile on my face when I did this track, which I'm going to call, right? Tears in the Storm, right? When I did that, it was just wow. It sounded so good in the room, and I hope you guys enjoy playing it as well. Alrighty, guys and girls, if you enjoyed this one, you know the drill. Please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification because I will be doing many more Fractal tutorials in the future, and I don't want you guys to miss those. Also, please do give it a like, a hype, and leave a comment and let me know what your favorite John Sykes song is. I would love to know. Love that guy's playing. Absolute monster of a player, wasn't he? Alrighty, guys and girls, it's time for the track. Here's the full track with a little solo at the end as well. Yeah, so cool to do this. Enjoy it, and I'll see you soon with another one. Have a great day. Bye for now.